welcome. I am just Shiny, and today we're going to be, today we're going to do something different. It's a new week, new program. We're just going to dive in, but before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. So, someone had commented on my video on Friday, I believe. They made a comment about the underground tunnels, and they wanted to know more about the underground tunnels. So I did one better. I found the original video of when I first learned about the tunnels, and we're just going to watch it right now. I'm going to put it up. We're going to watch it right now.
I said it once and I'll say it again. What the fuck is in them woods? Y'all look at this map. Holy shit. Top is missing people. Bottom is the underground cave system. What the actual fuck? You are connected. I don't give a fuck. Don't care what you say. I need y'all to really, really look at this area, okay? Too close. That's entirely too close. The gag for me, though, is that even though California doesn't have that many underground cave systems mapped, at least, look at all the missing people that still match up. We don't know the official number, but as of right now, David Paulides is up to like 1,600 people missing in national parks. And I really think this has something to do with it now. Look at this matchup right here, though, and holy shit, look at that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that this is not connected to the missing 1,600 people. Back at it with what the fuck is in them woods.
So if you want to know more about these underground tunnels, go follow her. She's usually making connections. She was like, I'm gonna be known as the map girl. Usually her videos are talking about the tunnels and the conspiracy theories. A lot of things I've heard about these tunnels are, and especially like in back in the day, I think in like, oh, what year was it? I can't remember what year, but it was 19. I'm not about to say it because I don't want to lie and misinform, but it was said that back in like the, I guess, considered the ghetto black neighborhoods, when the government first made the ghetto, it was, one of the theories was they started, a lot of black children would be missing, or people of color would be getting missing, going missing. They couldn't find them, and they would get missing, going missing in parks where there's a lot of people and their parents are paying attention, and they look away for a second because somebody, asked them a question. It was like a distraction to steal their kid, and it was for the T word, for like with there's a movie about how, is it Get Out? Shoot, I haven't seen Get Out in so long. I can't remember the premise, where they were, is that the right movie I'm talking about? Where they harvest black humans for organs to live longer and stuff and look younger. I can't remember if that's Get Out, bruh. Ooh, child. Was it that long ago? Bruh. But anyway, like stuff like that. Another theory was for aliens. So they had an agreement with aliens to do testing on humans. So that's why so many people went missing. The government is trading humans for technology and advancements and stuff. Heard about that. It's so many theories behind it. But a lot of, and the Epstein theories as well. Like a lot of theories go into that. But it's crazy how eerily similar the missing and the underground tunnels and cave systems, especially in national parks, people are going missing. That's why in the other video I was just like, did it really go missing? And forgive me, whoever said that Bigfoots are not nice. From the cases I've heard, they don't want nothing to do with us. They know something's going on and they know something's happening, and they're just like, but you might have seen other cases where you're like, oh no, they're not nice. They want to hurt us or whatever. I haven't heard many cases of Bigfoots hurting people. I haven't. I've heard a lot of cases of people not being able to get pictures of Bigfoot because they just ready to get away from us. I'm not a Bigfoot expert. You know what I'm saying? But that is for that person who commented about, what are these tunnels? Were you talking about? There's a lot of theories behind it, but it's just, I thought it was just interesting, a coincidence, which we all know there's no such thing as coincidences. I just thought that was interesting that these are very similar, you know. And we're hearing all this stuff about underground tunnels, people who work in underground tunnels and Starbucks and stuff coming out because there's a whole city's under tunnels, and everybody's just like, well, why do you think you don't see celebrities in public that often? I'm just like, well, shoot. Because I live in North Carolina. I see a celebrity every day when I go to the gym. Like, celebrities are here, but I can understand, like, in California, you probably don't see people that often. And they was like, well, this is how they get to point A to point B without getting noticed quickly. Like, there's so much behind it. Like, so much is coming out. We don't know what to believe nowadays. I mean, I feel like it's hard to believe things that we're not aware of, but coming from people is just like, shoot, you're saying you were there, why haven't more people? But he was saying that his MDA was up, so he was like, well, I'm gonna talk about it now. So you never know, it's so much going on. Do your research. Okay, guys, we have a story submission. Thank you so much for sending me this, Valerie. I appreciate you for submitting your story. Let's go in. And she also included a video, bro. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We got Winnie's. Okay. Hey, love. My name is Valerie. I have recently started watching your videos. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club, honey. Yes. I have recently started watching your videos. Loved them. Been stuck on them for about a week already. Ha. Thank you. I love that you're hanging out with us. Thank you. Anyway, I had attached this video of my daughter from last year when she was a newborn. She was born January 12th, 2023. In this video, you can hear her dad talking to her, but mind you, her dad passed away November 1st, 2022 due to gun violence. So sorry about your loss. And your baby Earth sign winning. Her dad passed away November 1st, 2022 due to the gun violence a couple months before she was born. This video was taken October 29, 2023, so a few days before her dad's first year of being gone. I have multiple videos of her hearing him and him trying to get my attention. This one is the very first one I actually got of him talking to her. I hope you can hear what I hear. Some people don't. If not, I apologize for wasting your time. You're not wasting my time, honey. I appreciate this. I love stuff like this. This is touching, like communicating from the other side just to say, hey, I'm okay. I am also clairaudience, so I can hear him talking to us almost all the time, as well as others from the spiritual side. Thank you for taking the time to see this. I hope all is well. Thank you so much, honey, for submitting it. Let's look at your video. Make sure the volume is all the way up. I think I can hear it. I think I can. I might be wrong. Is it like, like that? Is that it? Do y'all hear it? Comment below if you hear it. Thank you so much, Valerie, for sending in your story and sending us a video. Your baby is so precious, girl. Oh my God, I have baby fever, bro. It's a problem. It's a problem. Thank you so much, Valerie. So now we're going to do something new. Y'all told me that you love listening to Reddit stories and all the Reddit channels, and I love it too. Like, I love it. Like I told you, I love Smosh. I love Smosh. So now we're about to go and read some Reddit stories, bruh. First one we have today is, am I the asshole for calling my wife fat? Bruh. Just off the title. Off the title is like, leading one way. This was posted a year ago. I, 34 male, work in a physical demanding field. Myself and my coworkers are all fit people without a lot of body type variety. My wife, 32 female, is fat. Bruh. Period. It literally says period, bruh. Ah! Well, not the word, but you know, the point. Bruh, what is happening? The thing is, she's always been fat. It's getting worse. It's getting... Okay. The whole time I've known her. So she's been fat the whole... Okay, I'm gonna say my comments. I'm gonna say we're gonna get through this. We dated when she was fat. What do you mean when she was fat? If she's always been fat. We got married when she was fat. She knows she's fat. She's fat. And she's beautiful. I'm happy if she loses weight. I'm happy if she loses weight. And I'm happy if she stays where she is. I think she's the most beautiful woman in the world as is. One of my coworkers, Julia, 28 female, started complaining that she's too far to be loved. Oh, too fat. She's too fat to be loved. And fat people don't get to be loved. Julia isn't fat. She's maybe 120 pounds. She works out 5 times a week and barely eats. And barely ever eats. I told her that wasn't true and that my wife is fat. I told her that wasn't true and that my wife was fat. She got really red in the face and started telling me I wasn't allowed to call my wife fat, that I was insulting her, and that my wife was beautiful and curvy. Carl doesn't like being called curvy. She thinks it's a label used to avoid calling people fat because it's a dirty word to most people. I told Julia as much. So I'm guessing Carl is his wife. Julia started threatening to tell my wife I called her fat. She pulled up her Instagram and told me she was messaging Carl that I was being mean. I beat her to the punch and called my wife, put her on speakerphone, and asked if she was curvy or fat. Carl laughed and said, I hate that curvy shit. Fat and beautiful, baby. I thanked her, told her I loved her, and hung up. As soon as I hit end, Julia went mental. She started screaming that I was abusing my wife. When I asked how, she said I was clearly brainwashing her into accepting to turn fat to try to keep her complacent and from getting away from me. That no woman in her right mind could be okay with their husband calling them fat. I showed her a picture of my wife in a shirt that had BBW on it. She bought it for herself, by the way. She stormed off and hasn't spoken to me since. Now, I just walked in today to an email from HR requesting a meeting with me. I don't think it's a big deal. I have my wife's blog for fat positivity, the shirt, and can easily call her for proof. But now things are frigid at work, and Julia constantly gives me dirty looks when we're in the same room. She ignores me otherwise. So I'm just over here scratching my head. Am I the asshole for calling my wife fat? Bruh. Fat with a PH? No, it's fat with an F. I don't know how you feel about this. If your wife is saying, yo, I'm fat, and she's taking over the language, that the term, that's like saying dyke. A lot of people don't like that word, but a lot of female lesbians are just like, what is our word? It's our word. We're taking our word back. Y'all try to make this word bad, but this has always been our word, our term. This is what we made up. This is our stuff. So you can't make this bad. Like, what are you talking about? So in that case, it's just like, well, she's taking ownership of the word. She's not making it. She's making it positive. It's not a bad word. So I'm a little conflicted because when you hear fat off the bat, it's just like, oh, but it's just like, it doesn't matter what people think if they have an understanding. That's how I feel. I'm just like, whoa, if your woman's like, yo, I'm fat, but I wouldn't be boasting around to people. And oh, girl, Julia wilding out. She might engage in that conversation. She has body insecurities or body dysmorphia, maybe not body dysmorphia, but I've been the type where I've looked at myself and no matter how skinny I got, I consider myself fat. So you don't know how her thoughts are. Well, you kind of do know how her thoughts are around. So it was like, you need to gauge that conversation. I probably would not have said, hey, you're not fat, my wife's fat, knowing that she's 120 pounds and thinks she's fat. She has it's sensitive, I feel like. And then when it comes to women, that's sensitive. Not everybody is so accepting like his wife to be like, oh, fat's the word. Like if I was called fat, I would definitely feel some type of way. Shoot, being called chubby, I would feel some type of way. As a kid, chubby was not the word. Like, don't call me chubby. I was a chubby kid. I didn't like when people said chubby, chunky, like anything surrounding my weight. But that was a me thing. So I feel like a lot of women have this relationship when it comes to weight and how we look. And like America, it might be in other countries too. Comment if you're in the other country. My Australian baddies, my UK baddies, my Canadian baddies. These are the ones I know. I know it probably could be y'all everywhere. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Comment if your country is like, yo, body shaming is a thing. Like women grew up feeling insecure about your body, how you look. Is that a thing in other countries? Because I know in America it's crazy. Just being a woman in America is crazy when it comes to looks or whatever. We have an update. So I met with HR at 4 today. Apparently multiple coworkers who had overheard the conversation stopped by HR through the day to give their side and weigh in. I wasn't in trouble. They just wanted my side of things. It checked out with what everyone else had said too. I still don't know which of my crew stopped by, but I owed them my life. I offered to show my wife's blog, and our rep, who's a really nice girl, told me that if it didn't affect my work, it was irrelevant. The story had been corroborated enough by others. HR reiterated a lot of what y'all said. Even though Julia initiated conversation, I shouldn't have jumped in. It was less of a scolding and more of a request to keep my nose out of other people's business. I'm sad because I thought Julia and I were friends. We talked about our mental health struggles, the hardships of the field we're in, and heavy things like that. We won't be having those conversations any further. Julia and I will no longer be paired on teams for patient care. I was told my part of the investigation was done, and they thanked me for my time, so I think I'm going to be okay. Before I left, I told HR Before I left, I told HR that if weight loss body image wasn't supposed to be a topic of conversation, they should consider enforcing that on a company level. We have a weight loss challenge. I suggest making it a fitness challenge instead. She said they'll take it into consideration. So that's it. I wrapped up my treatments. Everything will hopefully shake out. Haven't spoken to Julia, hoping to avoid her for the near future. Thank you all for the sanity check. Now, to quote Clue, I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife. So yeah, like I said, the mental conversations, if you've already talked about mental stuff, I just feel like, why are we getting this deep with our coworkers at work? Like, are y'all this deep with your coworkers? Like, I have coworkers and I have friends. I don't have friends. Let's stop that. Coworkers, there's certain things I say to my coworkers, but there's a couple coworkers that I do get a little, like, we go back and forth, like it's just a opinion thing, like we relate and we're on the same wavelength, so we bounce ideas and thoughts off each other. But so yeah, I can see that, because I have one coworker that we could talk about anything. I mean, any coworker can honestly talk to me about anything, because it's just like, I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. I have coworkers that just want to know so much about my life. Like, they're just like fascinated when they find out things about my life, realize that I have layers. This is the great thing about being a Virgo, and I be bragging out my side, because come on now, Virgos are the best side. I stay mysterious. I'm a mystery. And that's another thing I talked about when you're trying to date a girl, you're trying to find a girlfriend. Stay mysterious. Virgos are mysterious. I have so many lives that I had past lives. It's just like, what? Like, when I talk to my mom and tell her about my jobs I used to have, she's like, you had a job, you did this, you did that. Like, a lot of things people don't know about, but people don't even realize I'm smart like that. And I'd be like, let's keep it that way, because sometimes you got played out with people. So all the things that I do, and my coworkers are always finding new things. They're like, yo, you are really good at stuff. Like, one day I was watching, the Tyson versus Jake. We were watching that at work. I was about to leave. We were watching that, and the girl was singing the national anthem, and she did not hit the note at the end. So I was busy doing something, but I hit the note at the end, and all my coworkers looked at me like, you can sing? And I'm just like, yeah. You don't know who my family is? Like, what? You don't know who I can't tell y'all who my family is, because I don't want y'all to be like, oh, let me go investigate. Ooh. But yeah, it's just like, stay mysterious sometimes. I just feel like maybe, because I wanted to say that's not a conversation for work, but if you have that coworker where you have conversations like that, it's just like, but the fact that she talked about the mental health, it was just like, yo, read the room. So, and the fact that he jumped into the conversation, it wasn't like she was directly talking to him, because I didn't get that from the first part. I thought they were having a conversation together, not that, oh, she was having a conversation and he jumped in with his opinion and his comments. It's like, we need to work on that, honestly. I mean, honestly, we need to work on that. Okay, don't be jumping into people's conversations, and I need to work on that personally, because I don't. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I just don't. I just be like, and people want me to jump in their conversation. I'm just like, I didn't hear the beginning of it, so I can't just jump in the middle. Like, this ain't Double Dutch, honey. I can't jump in. Even with Double Dutch, I never jump into the rope and Double Dutch in the middle. Who jumps in the middle? I'm at the side where the person is doing the ropes. I'm right there where they are jumping in. Like when I learned how to double dutch, they used to have us in the middle. You come like under their legs sometimes, or you go over so they can be like this and you jump in. Like I didn't learn to double dutch coming through the middle. Like what are we doing? Not that. Cause what? So yeah, let's look at these comments. The top comment is the difference between your wife and Julia is that your wife loves herself. Julia can't even pretend to. Wow, not the asshole. Whoa. I would like to know if that was a man or not. Cause it's like that kind of hit hurt. Like kind of like whoa. Maybe I'm too sensitive for these comments because it's just like yeah, your wife loves herself, but we don't know if Julia don't love herself. Like she could have like body images. She should have. She probably grew up being put down for her image. Like what is happening? Like I feel like right. My thing is being the fact that I've gone through this my whole life. I've always loved myself. I've always thought I was that bitch. I always knew it. It wasn't a thought, it was a no. I've always been comfortable with how I look. It was just people around me thought I was ugly. Like just recently, I've become pretty through people's eyes. Society's pretty. I've always been pretty. I've always thought I look good. I've always liked my proportions. I always liked my genetics. So like she could love herself and still be affected by society. So that's a wild comment, bro. That's a wild comment. Um, yeah, I would like to see if that was a man. This person said, not the asshole, and your wife sounds awesome. Julia should get a better hobby because she sucks at fishing. What? That one went over my head. Fishing, because I'm thinking of when I first heard it, I was like fishing like and then I was like fishing like email fishing. So maybe is she what? Because at first, but it was just like you can have friends that are women, like you can have opposite gender friends. Like I don't know, that's weird. I don't know about that one. Um, he OP commented, "My wife is the light of my life. She makes me smile every day, and she's the reason I wake up in the morning. Thank you." And this comment was like, fat isn't a bad word itself. It's bad as you want to, it's bad as you want it to be. Tone and content is everything. Fat is a description valid for short, tall, thin, blue, brown eyes. Fat shaming isn't when someone is saying I am fat, which is true. It's when they're trying to denigrate myself, basing my self-worth on my weight. And you don't do it with your wife. Your wife isn't doing to herself. And for your coworker, it seems that she is correlating her self-worth with her body appearance and projecting onto your wife. I hope I made myself clear. English isn't my first language, not the asshole. Oh shoot. Did I say not the asshole? Yeah, I don't think he's the asshole, especially if they have that understanding. I think he's the asshole for not judging the moment, like, hey, stepping into this conversation and putting his input, his opinion, his thoughts, his life into the conversation that wasn't originally with him, if that was the case, and not judging the room. And if you know this person on that level, you know that she has insecurities about body, it's like understanding everything. It's so much to understand with that one. Next story. The next story is from Glitch in the Matrix. Okay. Repeating time glitch with a possible explanation. I love these because it's like, oh, what? Because you remember I just had a glitch in the Matrix. I got 30 minutes back, so it wasn't a lose. That was a win for me. Last Tuesday, I had been at the co-op, the next suburb over, picking up a parcel and getting some food. I went to the bus stop as usual, but the bus was delayed and it was windy and rainy. There's a shelter, but the rain was blowing in my face. I decided to get a taxi home. While I was in the taxi, I noticed we were approaching a roundabout I was familiar with. We crossed the usual burn, got into the roundabout, and I saw the blocks of flats next to the road get closer. I looked at my phone for about 10-15 seconds. I look up again and we're approaching the block of flats again from the same angle. I was highly confused. We didn't go around the roundabout again, because I would have felt it, and besides, the driver would have had to reverse slightly back onto the bridge. We didn't stop because, again, I would have felt that, and I would have heard the engine stop. We were definitely going at a normal speed towards the roundabout when I started to look at my phone. The possible explanation is this. About an hour and a bit later, I noticed a visual interruption. Round rather than the usual lightning bolt I get, a stabbing pain behind my left eye and growing nausea. Yep, a migraine. I've had them for over 20 years, and they're a pain literally. Half an hour after that, I was spewing and needing to lie in my bed in the dark. The weird thing is, assuming the migraine was the cause, how does that work physically? Did my brain delude me into thinking I was looking at blue sky on my phone? Background information. I think it was about 4:15 p.m. It was late dusk, so mostly dark outside. I'm diabetic, but my blood sugar was fine at the time. I hadn't taken any sematriptan at the time, but considering what happened later, I wish I had. So yeah, that was 10 to 15 seconds. That is crazy because that's literally like my glitch. It was 30 minutes though, and it was just, well, it wasn't even a repeat. It wasn't like deja vu, bro. I had deja vu like first time in a long time, not my first time ever, but first time in a long time. Friday, what date was that? Friday. Looking at my calendar. The 6th, Friday the 6th, had deja vu, and it threw me off because I was like, oh my god, we were just talking about deja vu, and I had deja vu, so it made me think I'm on the right track. So I'm excited about that. So that also it made me think of this plug I'm about to do. Get your merch now. Go ahead, cop your merch in my store. You know I got new bandanas. Cop your merch now. It's in the description, first link in the description. Get your merch. I had to put that in there. So yeah, that is crazy. I do believe them because I experienced it myself, but I didn't experience deja vu like that. Like that was like real life deja vu. What do y'all think that was? Make sure y'all like this video and subscribe.